So we shared actually earlier this year that at the end of 2015, we reached a $1 billion run rate. This means that actually if you look at the overall Facebook ad business, we take more than $1 billion of the Facebook ad revenues, and the majority of that we actually share with publishers. We also grew over the last year alone the amount of apps and websites that we run on our network more than 8x. So we reached a significant scale, not only in terms of revenues, but also in terms of the number of publishers that we are servicing in the market. So we're bringing the core mission of the Facebook ad business to publishers. We want to create meaningful connections between consumers and businesses. And we want to take a lot of these principles and actually bring it to publishers. We feel that what we can help publishers do is, number one, create native ad experiences. These are experiences that will retain consumers far better. And the second thing is to bring relevancy. We know that Facebook ads are very, very relevant when you are exposed to them on the Facebook owned and operated properties, and we're bringing the same principles and the same experience when consumers are seeing audience network ads on different publishers. We're happy to work with all of them. So originally when the audience network was launched, we focused on the app ecosystem. This was the first place we really wanted to test many of our concepts and tools, but we launched and extended the audience network into mobile web in January this year. And in May, so about 4 months ago, we actually also introduced video in the audience network. So today we are looking to address all publishers and app developers. So we believe video is the future, and I think this is a notion that most players in the ecosystem are actually subscribing to. As such, we have been focusing on more video solutions and researching more what's the value to advertisers. So I think our place in the ecosystem, and this is the place of Facebook and also on the audience network, is there as long as we actually deliver results to advertisers, as long as we are focused on outcomes and doing that while creating consumer ad experiences that are native and positive for the people that are visiting publishers. As to the actual mix, we feel we will have a long-term place as long as we build to these principles, and therefore we feel that Audience Network can work with publishers to make sure that they have long-term place in the ecosystem to continue and deliver value. Not at all. We are focused on empowering publishers to build sustainable ad business. We believe that Facebook can share with publishers some of the principles and technologies that we use to actually drive our core ad business for our own and operated properties, and we want to share some of these tools and services with publishers so they can build a better ad business. So I'm a bit ambivalent, or maybe to say cautious, about programmatic advertising. I much rather talk about automation. So I'm very excited by the level of investments we see in automation. I think unfortunately many of the aspects of programmatics are creating some cautiousness or even skepticism on the advertiser side. I think advertisers today, when they look at digital, they've made huge investments over the last few years in that space, and they're concerned about some of the quality issues we have. I think automation is critical because we know that the scale of our industry is absolutely critical in order to continue and really get the fair share of the overall pie, looking at how much time consumers are spending on digital. So we are all in on automation. Facebook toolset is driving automation for advertisers, and the audience network toolset will continue to drive automation for the way publishers engage with us and engage with advertisers moving forward. In terms of header bidding, I think that's really interesting. I think it's democratizing the way media is bought and sold, which is something we want to support. So we're excited about the opportunity to actually integrate into the header bidding technologies that publishers are adopting. We also, I mentioned in the beginning, our mission about creating meaningful connection between people and businesses. And I think in order to do that in the best way possible, you want to see as big of an audience as you can to make sure that you can make the best selection for them. And header bidding is really giving us the opportunity to look at the full remit of consumers that are visiting publishers' website to make sure that in terms of relevancy, we're doing the best job possible. The focus on ad experiences and native, we feel, is one key step or one key component of that, and relevancy of ad is the second. I think the overall ad experience we want to make sure that we maintain is very positive to consumers. More than 80% of the audience network today is running native impressions. And we feel native is already a first and important step in actually making sure that consumers have less reasons to adopt ad blockers. So rather than focus on try and build technological solution that will address the issue, we actually want to focus on creating the right ad experience for consumers. And I think as long as we do that, I don't know if it will completely eradicate ad blockers, but I think it's a great step in actually building consumer confidence and advertiser confidence that this ecosystem is really sustainable. It really depends on the way publishers are implementing this. So in some scenarios, it is actually not an issue. We are not prone to be blocked by ad blockers. And in some cases, we are. I think on many of the premium publishers and many of the publishers that create great content and really unique experiences for consumers, they're taking the right steps to make sure that actually users have less of a reason to do that. So I would say that this is something we're keeping an eye on, but we don't feel have a significant impact on our business today. So we just launched video, as I mentioned. I think we will be looking to build more ad experiences that have video in mind. With the launch of video, we're actually bringing brand objectives and campaigns with brand objectives into the audience network for the first time. And I think we will be looking over the next 12 months to see how we can really optimize that, how we can help publishers embrace video in the same way we're looking to embrace video on the Facebook owned and operated properties.